welcome to today's video on my channel Life with Kate. I am Kate, and this channel follows my journey as I work towards financial stability and creating a life I love. If you are a new viewer, thank you for joining us today. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you for your support. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, you may have noticed that I was a little bit silent on uploads this week. That is where when life throws you curveballs comes into play. So on Wednesday, I was all set to film my weekly check-in for the last week of January. My blinker on the driver's side of my car had been blinking really fast. My cousin came over to check it out that day. And when we popped the hood, we realized, curveball, there had been a small battery fire. So then, of course, that was Wednesday, getting all of that figured out, getting my car fixed. My car is fixed now. Was very fortunate. My cousin was able to do all of the work for me, so I was only out of pocket for the new battery that I had to purchase. So when we move into the budget with me for the very first week of February, you'll see where that comes into play. So then, of course, Thursday, I wanted to make him a thank you for all of the help he'd given me on Wednesday. So I spent my Thursday baking and taking those baked goods over to his house to say thank you. And then Friday rolled around, and I had a friend coming to spend the weekend, so I was cleaning to get ready for all of that. I wasn't sure if I was going to have time to film a video. As I was cleaning, I actually took a nasty spill. I banged up my leg pretty good. I was limping for a couple of days. I'm limping less, but I am now covered in bruises. So life throws you curveballs, and you work with it. And then I noticed I got in kind of a funk, the unexpected car battery, the nasty fall. And so I just was like, So I spent yesterday kind of resting and recovering. And I spent a lot of today resting and recovering. And then I noticed that I'd gotten into a funk where I was like, I don't even want to film. I just want to lay here like a lump. My schedule's all off now. Everything's out of whack. I felt like just scratching this week and just like starting over with my schedule for next week, but starting with like February week number 2 and all of that. And I was like, just sit down and film. Life happened. Life threw you curveballs. You took your time. You rested. You recovered. Let's get back into our routine. Let's go ahead and film. So that's what we're doing today. I'm actually going to combine my weekly check-in for the last week of January and then do my budget with me for the first week of February. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the check-in for what I spent between January 26th and February 1st. My checking rollover was at the beginning of the week was $1,288. I had a cash rollover from my wallet of $91. My pay from my full-time job was $375. And I received $107 in side hustle, which gave me a total of $1,861 to work with. The week that I don't have any bills pulling for the current month, I just go ahead and start with the money I'm setting aside for the next month's bills. I did put $44 in for CarMax, which is my car loan. I did put in $88 for Upstart, which is my personal loan. I did put aside $10 for my Apple Card, which is where I'm paying off my new phone. I did put aside $16 for my monthly subscriptions. I have cut my subscriptions down to 3. I include my life insurance and subscription just because I didn't feel like separating it out. So my 3 subscriptions are life insurance, a monthly subscription I pay for my investment account, and my car wash subscription, which I go back and forth on whether to keep that. I'm currently keeping it because I'm going to be honest, I'm too lazy to wash my car myself. So I'm like, okay, we'll keep it. For my Citi card, I did make a $2,000 purchase in January. I have set myself up for Flex Pay, where I pay $335 a month for 6 months, and that will pay it off. So breaking it down into weekly, because I do separate out for 4 weeks since I'm paid weekly, I put aside $84. I put aside $25 for my Capital One just to make sure I have enough to cover my minimum payment. My Apple Card, I did not pay anything. My Amazon card, I didn't pay anything. Capital One, I didn't pay anything. Citi card, I didn't pay anything. So this car repair that you see here, this was not for my new battery. This was for the tire the previous week that had a screw in it that I had to have replaced. I was very fortunate in that I did have insurance on that tire, or a warranty, not insurance. I had a warranty on that tire, so it did only cost me $19. So as you can see, life has been lifing for a couple weeks, but that's okay. You know, I'm very grateful that I had that warranty, because then I had enough left in my car maintenance fund when the battery went out or caught fire and needed to be replaced. And then in bills, I spent, let's go ahead and add this up. With the add up, I'm always like, should I just have everything filled out and added up before we start filming, and then I can just go over and be like, okay, I spent this, I spent this, I spent this, I spent this. I go back and forth because, like, I'm filming today, I'm not gonna lie, I'm dragging a little bit, low-grade headache, but I enjoy sharing my journey with those on YouTube. So I was like, let's just get in the routine. Let's deal. Okay. That's not right. Okay. You know how you like get out of school and all of a sudden you seem to have forgotten how to use a calculator? I'm like, what's up with that? All right. So then, I always forget to do my leftovers and bring it down. All right. So in my cash envelopes, I did budget $20 for beauty. I did not spend that $20, so that was rolled over. Eat out, I spent $45. I apologize, I'm all off. I know I spent like a couple dollars, but not much, so we're just gonna go with $0. Fun, I didn't budget anything. I didn't spend anything. Gas, I budgeted $60. I didn't spend any. Groceries, I budgeted $60. I spent $60. Miscellaneous was 0 and 0. Shopping was 0 and 0. So I spent $60 minus 60. So I had $15.50 left over, or $15.15 left over. All right. So you might have noticed my numbers are much different if you're a first-time watcher. What I do most weeks out of the month is I only budget for my cash rollover and my paycheck, because I want to make sure that I'm only using my paycheck to cover my bills from my full-time job, and then anything else is extra to go towards other goals. And then when I do my actual, I put all of my actual numbers for the week to make sure that I match up. It's got some glitches here and there that I'm working through, but we're getting better. All right. Car maintenance, I did put 15 into car maintenance. Self-care, I did put in 20. My emergency fund, I did put in 20. My business, so I am creating, in the stages of creating a home-baked baking business. I have some other side hustles I'm trying to get going, so I did put 31 towards that. Car insurance, I did put 12. Aura, which is the internet protection I'm going to purchase in July when my current one expires, I did put 20. Mint Mobile, which is my phone, which I will need to pay for the next year at the end of June, I did put in 20. VSP, my vision insurance, I did put in 20. So altogether, that was 2020 plus 31 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 is 158. Okay, so 15 minus 158 is 1357. So 1357. All right. I did not budget to make any extra payments towards my city card, so that was 0. 1357, 1357. Okay, so this is where we get a little bit off. So I'm trying to figure out how to make my cash rollover and my checking rollover make a little bit more sense. If you have any tips, please feel free to drop it in the comments below. Like, I watch my checking account. I know what's in my wallet. I never spend more than what's in my wallet. But when it comes to reconciling and figuring it all out, it can get a little, So let me see. What was because my checking rollover was actually quite different. So it's actually $13.97. So there was extra $40 somewhere that I must have not pulled for something. And unfortunately, I don't know what that is. So we're just going to go with whatever numbers we come up with today. Because, that's just how the week is going. I didn't put anything in my investment account. I didn't put anything towards my IRA. So I did have $13.97 left in my checking account. I did have $205 left in cash. So that $205 was money I didn't spend, money I spent on credit card that I had in my back to bank envelope to return to the bank to pay for what I put on my credit card. So that was $16.02. And we're just going to go with it. We're just going to do a squiggle for now. And then we're just going to go with it because I've checked my bank account. I know that I have $13.97 in my checking account. I counted my cash envelopes, what was left, what I had for back to bank. I know that that was $205. So I know that this numbers are exactly what I had. I do need to get better about tracking. I need to print out some trackers so that I can be a little bit more on top of it. But curveballs of life, we go with the flow, right? Okay. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and set up my budget for this first week of February. I am budgeting for February 2nd to February 8th. I do get paid on Thursdays because my check hits my bank account a day early. And so I like to budget from exactly the day it hits my bank account. So we had the $13.97 that was left in my checking account. We had the $205 that was left over in cash. My pay was $456. I did pull quite a bit of money from savings. So what I pulled into my main checking account from savings was I pulled money that I had set aside for February bills to make sure I'm covered for February. And I pulled in money from my car maintenance fund to cover my car repairs. And my car registration is due this week, so to pay my car registration. So my beginning balance of money I had to work with for this week is $3,114. All right. So this initial CarMax is for my February bill. Since I've already got that funded, I don't budget for it. The actual number of when it pulls on the 5th, I'll have it in my actual because then that's when my checking account will go down that amount. My life insurance will pull on the 7th, but since I'm funded, I budgeted $0. I'm now setting aside payments for my March bills. So CarMax is getting $44, Upstart is getting $88, my Apple Card is getting $10, my subscriptions is getting $16. My Citi Card, to make sure I have the $335 for my March payment, is $84. My Capital One is $25. So then I actually did not, when I went through and I was figuring everything out between my expense check-in and setting up for my next week, I went ahead, just because I knew I wasn't going to have time to run to the bank this week. I went ahead and I used my rollover cash to fund everything for this week. So there's a lot that didn't get money this week. So my car insurance will pull on March 20th, but I did not budget anything to put away for that. This is the next big bill that I'm saving for now that I've finished funding taxes, because I do pay to file my taxes. I have Capital One on here because any expenses that I put on last week, I will typically pay them off the next week. So, but for now, we're going to budget $0. Same for Citi. You know what? I actually paid $335. I went ahead. They didn't say that I owed $335 for February, but because I want to get it paid off faster and I had the money, I just went ahead and I paid the $335. My Amazon card, I'm not budgeting anything. My Apple Card, I'm not budgeting anything. So my car repair, my new battery did cost me $234. That went on credit card. So I pulled the money from my car maintenance fund into my main checking account so that I can pay that off this week. My car registration, which is also due, is $249. So altogether in bills this week, I will be paying quite a bit of money, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. That seems to be the theme, right? When life throws you curveballs, you just go with it. So $1,085 is how much I'm setting aside in bills. So is $2,029 left over. Okay. So for beauty, I did put in another 20. I now have 40 total in Eat Out because I had a friend coming over this weekend and I was meeting with another friend today. I did budget $50 for Eat Out. For fun, I didn't budget anything. For gas, I budgeted my normal $60. For groceries, I did up my budget to $100 just to make sure I had enough food in the house while my friend was here. For miscellaneous, I didn't budget anything. For shopping, I didn't budget anything. So $230. Oh wait, that's right. I remember. I was budgeting $50 for Eat Out, but then I actually didn't give any to Eat Out. I decided I would just use any leftover in my gas or my grocery envelope, so I didn't put any money towards that. So $180. Something went off somewhere because I did disperse all of my cash except for $5, which I left in back to bank. So what did I do? I think I gave, well, we'll put it in Eat Out. Okay, we'll say we gave Eat Out oh my goodness. We'll say we gave 20 to Eat Out, and that'll put us at the 200, and then I have 5 in my back to bank. So let's go ahead and put back to bank. I apologize if you're trying to learn anything from me through this video. At this point, I think I'm possibly more entertainment than learning, as I'm learning myself. Okay, what works, what doesn't work with my budget. All right. So 2029 minus 205 is 1824. So since I didn't have any cash left over at that point, and I knew I wasn't going to have a chance to go to the bank, I didn't budget anything for my baking business, for door dashing, for YouTube, or for car maintenance. And that's okay. I worked with the cash I had. I hit the envelopes I wanted to hit because I had a much more social weekend than I normally do. And I made sure that that was funded, which was my priority. All right. I didn't put anything in my emergency fund. I didn't put anything in my investment account or my IRA. I did want to roll over $1,700. So let's see, 0. Oops. You know how you're just like going and your brain is like, okay, it's this. And then you're like, wait, no, it's not that. So I really need to get some erasable pens, just saying. All right. So then if that's all true, I should have about 174 left to budget. Oh, wait, 1,700. Wow, see? Like everything's off by a loop. Okay, 174. Or 124. Wow, I can do math, I swear. Not, I'm just joking. So 124 should be left over. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that in my account because this week was just so for me. I would rather leave that as a buffer in case any of my numbers were off, and then I know that I'm okay, and I'll have my starting amount of $1,700, which is what I need to have at the beginning of the month to make sure that all of my bills are covered for the month. All right, so I apologize that this was a little like, I'm trying to get better. It's just, I really wanted to get this video up for y'all today. And then share a little bit. I think it's important to share like the mental health aspect that goes along with it because it's, for me anyway, it's very much tied in. I think it is for most people. Just the fact that my car maintenance fund went so far down. I was grateful that I had the money, that I didn't have to go further into debt to fix my car, but I did have a whole day where I was sitting in like resentment and anger because I was like, I worked hard to put all that money in there. I was happy that it was sitting there, that it wasn't going down. And then I got all ticked off because I was like, oh, I have to pull this money out. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I have to pull this money out to buy this new battery when I just bought a new battery last year. But some freak accident happened and my battery caught fire. So I went through all of that and I sat in that anger and resentment for about a day. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, it didn't go the way you would have wanted it to go. But I got to the point where I was grateful. I was grateful that I had that money in my car maintenance fund because if I hadn't had that money in my car maintenance fund, I would have been even more like angry and upset and stressed out because I would have gone that much further into debt because I need my car. I need it to get to work so that I can have the money to pay my bills. So I was grateful for that. And then of course I was very grateful to my cousin for fixing my car for me so that all I came out of pocket for was the battery. So that was like awesome. That was just great. So just if you identify with having to sit in the anger and resentment for a little bit and then getting to the gratitude, if just wanted to share my story so that you get as all this, like we're setting this money aside, we're happy that we have it, but then when we have to spend it, it's like, oh my goodness, what is going on? All right, so there will not be a cash stuffing. I've already spent quite a bit out of my cash envelopes for the week for groceries and eating out and things like that. So I've decided to skip the cash stuffing for this week. And then then we'll be back on track with filming. Wednesday will be my expense check-in. And then it'll post Wednesday or Thursday. I like to try and post same day, but I know I need to take more time on editing. And I'm rambling now. So we're going to go ahead and end it here. So thank you for joining me. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I know that I like to talk and that it can go for a bit. Enjoy what is left of your weekend, or if you're someone who's time difference and you're already in your Monday, I hope you enjoy your Monday. And may all of your hopes, dreams, and intentions for 2023 come true.